You know when you see your cat just lounging in a sunbeam and you think, man, what a life? Well, what if I told you that nap, it's not actually laziness, it's more like a strategic break between shifts. Yeah, because today, we're pulling back the curtain on the secret job your cat has been doing this entire time. And that job? Protecting you and your home.
So, is your cat lazy or are they on duty? It seems like a simple question, right? But the answer? Oh, it's going to completely change how you see your little buddy. You know that look? That kind of indifferent stare? Or those crazy bursts of energy in the middle of the night? They're not random. Not at all. It's all part of a, believe it or not, highly sophisticated security detail.
And see, the truth is, we've kind of been getting it all wrong. We've been misinterpreting all the science. So, what we see as just lazy lounging, for them, that's territorial surveillance. What we call the midnight zoomies, they call that a security patrol. It's really time we looked past our own assumptions and started to see what's actually going on.
All right, section 1. To really get this, we gotta go beyond the cute cat videos online, you know? We need to look at the actual science behind it. Because your cat isn't just a pet. They are a finely tuned protector with instincts that have been sharpened over thousands and thousands of years.
And what's just fascinating to me is that researchers have found that our domestic cats, they keep a staggering 70 to 80% of their wild instincts. Think about that for a second. That means your little fluffy companion has pretty much the same protective programming as their wild ancestors. You know, the ones who had to survive in some seriously dangerous environments. Okay, so section 2 is all about securing the perimeter. This is job 1 for any guardian, right? And your cat takes this job so seriously. I mean, they do it with a level of focus and dedication that would make a professional security guard jealous. And they do it using 2 incredibly powerful tools. So tool number 1, behavior number 1, the window sentinel. Oh, you've seen this. We've all seen this. Your cat just perched by the window, totally motionless for what feels like hours. You probably think, oh, they're just bird watching. But what they're really doing, it's so much more important than that. They are conducting full-on surveillance. Yeah, the scientific term for this is territorial monitoring. It's an instinct that's baked right into their DNA, passed down from their ancestors. They're basically building a mental map of what's normal in your neighborhood. You know, which cars belong, which neighbors walk by, what time the mail carrier comes. Anything that deviates from that baseline, bam, it immediately gets their full attention. And you can totally tell the difference if you look closely. A bored cat, they're going to be all relaxed, maybe a little slumped. But a guardian cat on duty, they're tense. They're ready to spring into action. Their ears are swiveling around independently, like little satellite dishes, picking up signals. And their pupils might even get huge, even in bright light. I mean, these are the dead giveaways of a professional on the job.
Okay, on to behavior number 2. This is their role as the sound detective. What your cat can hear is every bit as important as what they can see. They're basically living in a world of sound that is completely, totally hidden from us.
Get this. Cats can hear frequencies all the way up to 64,000 hertz. We, on the other hand, we top out at around 20,000. So what does that mean? It means they can hear the ultrasonic squeaks of mice inside the walls, the tiny creaks as your house settles, footsteps coming from way, way farther away than we ever could. They're literally your home's living, breathing early warning system. All right, moving on to section 3. So we've covered how they secure the outside, but their job doesn't just stop at the window, not by a long shot. Now we're going to dive into how they patrol and control the territory inside your house. And they've got 3 main tactics for this. You know those midnight patrols, the zoomies? They're not just random bursts of energy. Those are security rounds. And their favorite nap spots? Yeah, those are almost always strategic positions with the best possible vantage points. And that really annoying habit of just planting themselves in a doorway? Well, turns out there's a very specific and very important reason for that. It's a behavior called threshold monitoring. Think about it. A doorway is a critical choke point, right? It's the boundary between a safe space and a potentially unknown one. So when your cat blocks your path, they're not trying to be a pest. They're actually running a security checkpoint. They're making sure it's safe for you, a member of their family, to pass through. And this is not just some cute theory either. This is a real story. There's this cat named Winston. One morning, he became super insistent, like repeatedly blocking his owner from going into the garage. She got annoyed, but she finally stopped, and that's when she discovered a small gas leak coming from her water heater. Winston's instinct to guard that threshold literally saved her life.
Okay, section 4. So we've talked about protecting the physical space. But maybe, just maybe, your cat's most important job is protecting you, their person. These next couple of behaviors are all about their primary charge, you. So picture this. It's, I don't know, 3 in the morning, and you're woken up by a little paw on your face, or just a weight on your chest. You know they've been fed, their litter box is clean, so what on earth could they possibly want?
The leading theory? It's a wellness check. Yeah. See, in the wild, the hours between about 3 and 5 in the morning, that's when you're most vulnerable. So your cat's ancient evolutionary programming kicks in. They need to confirm that you, their family member, who's been scarily still for hours, are still alive and breathing. That little touch on your face, that's them making sure you're okay. And then, of course, there's the gift. You know what I'm talking about. That dead mouse, or if you're lucky, just a favorite toy dropped right at your feet. A lot of people joke that it's because your cat thinks you're a terrible hunter, but the real reason is actually way more profound. First off, it's a field report. They're telling you, hey, threat neutralized, territory secure. But it's more than that. It's a genuine act of care. See, in wild cat colonies, the hunters provide for the ones who are sick or too young or too old to hunt. So by bringing you this prey, they are trying to provide for the family, to contribute to your well-being in the most fundamental way they know how.
All right, last section. So now that we know all this, what do we do about it, right?
I mean, recognizing their secret job is the first step, but actually supporting them in that job, that's how we turn this relationship into a true partnership.
And it's actually pretty simple. 4 easy steps. First, respect their work. Don't shoo them away from the window when they're on watch. Second, give them vertical space. Cat trees, shelves. Height equals safety and gives them a huge strategic advantage. Third, when they alert you to some weird sound, acknowledge it. Even a simple, "What is it, buddy?" totally validates their role. And finally, try to maintain a routine. Predictability makes them feel secure, which makes their job a whole lot less stressful.
So from now on, when you see your cat staring out the window or when they wake you up at the crack of dawn, you'll know what's really going on. They're not just being a cat. They're on the clock. They're doing their job. And they've decided that you are worth protecting. So I guess the big question to leave you with is this. Your cat is always watching over you. Are you watching them back?
Before you go, remember this. Your cat is doing something right now that most owners completely miss. At Feline Frontier, we don't just share cute cat facts. We uncover the hidden meanings, the quiet signals, and the strange behaviors your cat uses every single day to communicate with you. From the sounds that instantly calm a stressed cat, to the tiny habits that prove they trust you, to the mistakes that silently hurt them more than you realize. Everything here is designed to help you understand your cat on a deeper level. So if you've ever looked at your cat and thought, "What are you really trying to tell me?" You're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe to Feline Frontier, because the next video might explain something your cat has been waiting years for you to understand. See you in the next frontier of feline truth.